When it came to memorable RPG games, Super Mario RPG has to be one of those games that stands out the most of them. Originally, this game came out for the Super Nintendo, and now the game got a full-fledged remake for Nintendo Switch, which I will go on to say you guys should definitely get it on the Switch. Now, I'll just say this. When the game came out on the Switch, well, a lot of people really wanting to get the Super Nintendo game on the online subscription. But instead, Nintendo said, let's just do a remake. So them decided to team up with Square Enix once again. They decided to remake the game from the ground up, and that's how it ended up here. Now, if you guys are worried about all your beloved secrets that happen to be from the Super Nintendo version, don't worry about that. They're all intact, I promise you. Now, in terms of music, you guys can either listen to it in the classic or modernized version. It's out there in the options menu, so whichever one you guys prefer, you can guys go ahead and do so yourselves. Story mode wise is that Bowser kidnaps Peach again, and Mario went out to rescue her. But instead, a new foe arrives and takes over Bowser's castle. So Mario, Peach, Bowser, Geno, and Mallow all have to go save the world. Yes guys, Bowser's saving the world. You know, this might actually be the first time that Bowser has actually saved a world from another foe. In fact, I think this is the first game that actually has that sort of thing, before all the other games even existed back in the day. Now, in terms of gameplay, it's a turn-based game. And I will just say this, in terms of RPG games, I really hate it when RPG games are repetitive and grindy. And I don't find that in this game. In fact, the grinding is pretty easy. Getting items in terms of like unlocking stuff is also easy. There's also coins, there's also these special coins called the frog coins, but you can only get them in certain locations that are hidden, or you guys can even get yourselves them stuff in the special enemies. Now, special enemy wise, they look like a normal enemy, but they either deal with a lot of damage or have better defense, so you better kill them quickly before they even try retreating back to their place. How long is this game, you're wondering? Well, I expected it to be a lot longer, but it took me around 3 days to actually beat in the game. In fact, I got a lot further than I did in the Super Nintendo because I recall it being a lot harder back in the day, but maybe that's just me. In terms of this game being a full-fledged remake, all the lore has been there and nothing's really been ruined. The gameplay is pretty identical to the Super Nintendo version. And like I was mentioning, you can either listen to the game in classic or modernized music, but I chose to do it in classic because I felt it that way. So all your items are there, all the places that you're familiar with are there too. But like, if you guys played the game on a Super Nintendo or the Virtual Console at the time, this was one of the only few ways you guys can experience the game yourself. But considering Virtual Console is no longer a thing, we were all waiting to see if the game was going to be a thing in terms of the Super Nintendo Online subscription. But maybe it will, considering Nintendo has brought in their remake of Link's Awakening to the Switch, and at the same time, they also brought in their original deluxe version on the Game Boy subscription. So who knows what will happen when it comes to certain things like this being on the Switch. Only time will tell, but I'm pretty sure if they did it with the original remake, then this might happen too. But we'll have to see what happens. So what is your goal in Super Mario RPG? You need to go and collect the 7 legendary stars to save the world. And then that way, everything is all in one piece. So all you need to do is come up with some sort of strategies as to how you defeat your enemies. There's also the secret boss based on Final Fantasy, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. That's your only hint that you're going to have to get from me. Now playing this, the max level is 30, but you'd think it'd be short, but You think it'd be like a lot more level progression to do, but it's not. Because I think it's just because of how the length is in the game. But I'm not gonna like try to spoil everything there is on here. So all I can tell you guys is try to come up with some sort of strategies in order to win. And there you go, just like that. Now, if Mario does go down, you don't have to worry. You can always revive him. But you can also switch to other party members mid-battle, so this is a good thing for when it comes to RPGs. I wish RPGs were more like that. If someone was down, you can switch to another person. Which I think that's how RPGs should have been in the first place. Because them just hanging around doing nothing isn't going to get you anywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. And I think if you guys are looking forward to the GameCube remaster of Paper Mario that was in your door, this is really a much of a game you guys should definitely start with. Considering Paper Mario is supposed to be a sequel to this game, but they ended up changing the name and Paper Mario became its own series. But they do play quite similar if you ask me. So, I'll let you guys decide on things on here. So, what do you guys think about Paper Mario, and what do you guys think about Super Mario RPG in general? Let me know below.